Oof. Just put on a knee sleeve from maybe a day and a half ago and it's wet. That's never awesome. Okay, so Thursday's workout. We have got front squats. First, we're gonna do 4 sets of 4 reps. The first rep, at the bottom of that rep, you're gonna pause for 4 seconds. And what I encourage you to do is, this 4 seconds is not a punishment, but it's an opportunity for you to get into the most challenging position, right, of our front squat, the bottom position, and make important corrections. Be thoughtful about how you're moving. So big things we see when heavier weight gets on the bar is our weight comes forward to the balls of our feet rather than staying back on our heels, that our knees are maybe caving in, our elbows are dropping, meaning that chest and shoulders are dropping, right? We want to have a nice front rack shelf the whole time. And that pause is also a really good time to strengthen your front rack grip position as well. I know when we usually front squat heavy, we'll kind of let go of a couple fingers, really focus on getting those elbows up. But you can see if I fight to get my elbows so high up, right? Sometimes we're pitching our shoulders too far forward and now they're sitting off of our lats and there's a disconnect between where the weight is resting on our spine to now being out in front of us, right? And then we get quad heavy, shoulder heavy, your traps get engaged, your pecs. Oh man, I don't know how many times I can tell you my pecs started cramping or feeling like it was gonna explode in the front squat. So that's not awesome, right? We wanna work on mobility where you can keep those fingers wrapped around so that the same setup you would get for hitting your jerk grip, boom, you could hold on to that at your shoulders throughout your front squat, right? Another important thing I'll point out is when we talk about getting those elbows up, yes, that's important, but really we just need our elbows in front of the bar, right? If my elbows are in front of the bar, then that means I've got it enough of a position where that weight should be resting on my shoulders, and it gives me a little more freedom to really make sure that that shoulder is engaged, like I said before, over your lat. So in front of the bar, right here, we're still set where that weight can rest right on my shoulder blades, and here definitely will get it done. But if we're looking to strengthen our front rack position, strengthen our core in the front squat, which is really the first thing that starts to break when the weight gets super heavy on the bar, then today's the day to correct it. You know, work on your mobility. If you're like, Josh, you're kidding me, I can't wrap my pinky around the bar throughout a front squat, you know, or keep those elbows and chest up, then man, let's work on it. Because if you're this strong already, think about how much stronger you can get if you do it right, and then hopefully be pain-free. Yeah, so we're gonna shoot with, I want you to think about what your 1 rep squat clean is, right? And then we're gonna work percentages off that. It's like 60%. If you're at home and you're like, what can I do? Because I don't really have a bar or weights to get a heavy front squat, you can make longer pauses and do more reps if you have a barbell, right? So do 10 reps with a 4-second pause at the bottom of every rep. That'll get exhausting. Or if you don't have a barbell, but you have a sandbag or a kettlebell, then let's do goblet squats. Same thing, where you're gonna do 10 reps, pausing 4 seconds at the bottom. And a goblet squat really allows you to make sure those shoulders are pulled back. The weight should be resting on your chest. If it starts to creep far forward, that's gonna be your big fight, you know, in staying upright throughout your squat. Cool. After that, we have a 12-minute AMRAP of 2 calories on the rower, 2 squat cleans. 4 calories on the rower, I thought someone knocked it, 4 squat cleans. 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10, as high as you can go throughout the 12-minute AMRAP. The weight on the bar is 115.75. So definitely a weight that I'm thinking, you know, as you start getting into those higher rounds, like 8, 10, 12, you start maybe after an unbroken set going to singles, right? To keep the bar moving or something like that. That said, it should be weight on the bar where you wouldn't have to do singles right off the bat, but you'd be like, I'm gonna do 2 touch and go, 4 touch and go, and then after that, you might have to start breaking just for cardiovascular reasons, right? Not because the weight's so heavy. So if that is a heavy number for you, scale back. It's week 2 of us being back. We're meant to, I want you to get a lot of reps and find a really good rhythm. That's why I'm hoping the front squat kind of wakes our hips up and wakes up our front rack position, so we start receiving the bar in better position as we hit our squat, or as we hit our workout. The at-home version, I can't remember what I put on there. Hold on. Warm up, do inchworms, do ARE squats. If you have any bands, do a lot of band pull aparts, or if you have rings or a way you can do ring rows or dumbbell bent over rows. It's really important to pull and get your back fired up before we front squat. I usually do Supermans, or like on the GHD, we'll do hip extensions, something like that. So we for sure want to make certain your posterior is fired up. So make sure you tackle that in your warm up. The WOD can't be, oh, permissions aren't on this, of course. I'm almost there. I knew that the calorie row was going to be challenging, so I did change it. I can't remember. It's put on it's on Wodify somewhere. I did change the calorie row and the squat clean to be things that you were capable of doing at home. I think the squat clean is probably a front squat, so knowing that you're not going to get crazy high in the rounds, think about, I remember it was a shuttle run. Yes. So put two cones like 20 feet apart, and it's down and back is 1, down and back is 2. You're going to do that instead of the calorie row. Or you could do, 10 double unders or 20 single unders the first round. Then you just double it each round, right? It goes 4, 6, 8, so you have to do your double unders. If you start at 10 and go 20, 40, 80, or wait, 20, 40, 60, 80, right? It'd be like that. Go like that. Same with single unders. But it's a shuttle run, 20 feet, down and back is 1 rep, so you start with 2 reps, and then a weighted front squat. So this is a time I would like you to find a heavy object and take care of doing some front squats. We take out the tempo that you were doing in the skill before, and now it's just about racking up reps and getting some cardio going. Air squats are fine too, or jump squats if you don't have any weight to use. If squatting is tough, then you can do an assisted squat, grab onto a door frame and walk yourself down in the squat and all the way up. But yeah, it should be a super fun workout. I know it kicked my butt last week, so have a good time. All right, see ya.